I'm going to come out and say it. Dan has made me a liar this week.
Oh, yeah.
I did promise last week that all 3 episodes would be back.
Yeah.
But then life gets in the way.
And he heard what you said and he was like, fuck you, Luke. Fuck you.
Yep.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
Yeah.
Oh, I look fancy at the moment.
Oh, because you've got... Yeah, actually. Whoa, that is weird.
I'm drinking... Yeah, I'm drinking the...
I mean, this is terrible listening for the audio-only people, but...
Yes.
Luke's beer bottle is green, I guess?
Yeah.
So it's causing some kind of green screen havoc with his face. So, yeah.
When I drink from... I might pour that into a glass. I'm going to pour it into a Star Wars mug.
Star Wars mug. Of course you are. Of course you are.
A little bit of ASMR.
Not like your gin-filled Donald Duck mug that ChatGPT insists that you have.
Oh, we have to read that or put that up at some point. That was...
I had, so listeners, we'll do a thing with it, but I had asked ChatGPT to write a script, and it's very funny.
Yep.
And yeah.
The fake tongue, I think we might need some explanation to people.
It's got some good stuff. No, if they're listeners to this podcast, they know exactly what the fake tongue is all about. And if they don't...
I've got to find that fake tongue.
Go back in time and listen to... I don't know what the name of the episode is. Someone will write in.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just the two of us this week.
Mm-hmm. But we still have lots to talk about.
Yeah, plenty to talk about. You've been playing...
Jump back straight into follow-up news.
Go on.
Alex Baldwin.
Yes.
We thought it was over for him. Not his career or anything. But
the investigation. Yeah, we thought his troubles were over.
Because they came out and went like, look, we've done it. We're dropping all charges.
Yep.
He's still got the civil case.
Yep.
But that was always going to happen. But they're going to stop. But then they've come back now and he's now facing new manslaughter charges.
Yeah, so they said, if you shot her, that's manslaughter. And he said, well, I didn't pull the trigger. And they went, oh, you got us there. And then they looked and they go, well, if he didn't pull the trigger, I guess we have to walk away from it. So they dropped all the charges.
Yep.
They've now done a further investigation and they've found, well, actually, he probably did have to pull the trigger, we've discovered. So the manslaughter charges are back on.
Because I remember at the time he said he never pulled the trigger and there were all these YouTube channels going up with this type of gun, you have to pull the trigger. But then they came out and went, no, we've tested it. And
it was a modified gun and they had this whole big thing. And then he was vindicated and all this kind of stuff. They dropped charges. No, apparently
they did more testing.
Apparently they've now come back and they've said, oh, actually, you do have to pull the trigger. So
it's sort of weird because they did do an investigation back then and went, no, it can fire without. And then they did more. So was it... That's just... Because if that's the case, he's got a pretty good case to get out of it.
I see, and I get it. I guess I don't... I sort of understand why that's the sticking point. But on the other hand, I don't, because he was making a movie where he was pulling the trigger on that gun presumably,
in 5 minutes time.
Multiple times a day. Like he was pulling the trigger on that gun because he was acting in a movie where he was shooting that gun at people with presumably blanks or something in it. And he didn't know there was... or multiple real bullets. I guess we don't know. He didn't know there were real bullets anywhere on set. So I just don't quite understand. I mean, I do and I don't because, that's the action, right? If he pulled the trigger, that means he performed the action that caused the thing to happen. But then again, I just don't quite know why that's the deciding factor.
He didn't...
Yeah, he didn't know the gun. He had no reason to think the gun wasn't safe. He was told the gun was safe, and he's presumably been pulling the trigger. I don't know. It just seems weird to me that that's the sticking point.
Yeah,
is it because he was so
that.
adamant that he didn't? That he caused a problem for himself? I don't know. It just seems... Yeah, whatever. I mean, I do get it. I do get it. Like, if you step back, you go, okay, if he pulled the trigger, then he performed the action, fine. If that's how it works, fine. But that just seems a bit odd in this case because that doesn't seem like that's the problematic piece of this. Like, he was supposed to pull the trigger.
Like, they were blocking the scene. Later, when they finished blocking the scene and they film it, he was going to stand in that same spot and pull the trigger.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah. At some point, he was going to be pulling the trigger on that gun. Look,
I think if if this does go to trial, which I can't see it happening, I don't think a jury would be able to go guilty.
I'd be surprised, but then again, I've been surprised by things like this. So I mean, and also to be clear, we don't have all the evidence. So maybe there's more to this. And I mean, I'm not saying a
couple of news articles.
I'm not saying like some people suggested that he was out to murder this woman for some reason. Like, that's fucking insane. No.
Because you know what he could have done if he really didn't like it? He could have just fired her. Like, very easily.
Plenty of less troublesome ways to have just gotten away from her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's weird to me. And like you said, he was a producer, so the whole production in some sense is his responsibility. Like, so maybe, so, and I can see that being an argument, but again, they're making this about the pulling the trigger thing.
Pulling of the trigger.
Yeah, which I don't, anyway, don't get it.
Yeah, because that's what I thought when I first saw that they were doing charges again. I thought it was as his role as producer, and I thought,
that makes sense.
Okay, they're going down that path.
He's responsible for the safety of the set. It doesn't matter if he did or didn't know the bullets were in there. He should have known because he was a producer on the set.
That's what the civil thing is, civil case is about.
And unless they're gonna tie that to the fact that he pulled the trigger, like he should have known that there were bullets in there and he pulled the trigger. Okay, fine. I guess that makes sense. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. It's just this focus on that on that one single piece of information that weirds me out.
And it's been so long, like because they originally dropped it back in April.
Yeah.
And now we're in October, and they're going, now we're going to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Super weird. Wouldn't it suck to be him? Like, you think, yes, I've gotten away with it, and then October nut, we're charging you again.
I'm sure he wasn't thinking that. I hope he wasn't thinking that. If he was thinking that, then maybe they should be pressing charges.
From all the photos I saw, like just after, even him coming out in that interview, he was distraught after. He was not thinking clearly.
I know the law doesn't work this way for good reason, but this does seem like one case where it's like, does he need to be punished further for this? Like, it seems like
the people who are actually responsible, their charges are still there and they're going through.
Yeah, I can see like, I don't know. You can, maybe it's this producer angle of it that he is responsible in some way. In which case, that makes sense because you want to make sure this doesn't happen again. You got to be by the book. If he did something wrong, he should be punished for it. It just seems like
But even then, I couldn't really see. You'd have to show like criminal negligence. Like, you'd have to know that the person you were hiring was terrible at their job, and you'd have to actually know that.
Yeah. I guess maybe they've got some very good evidence of something that we just don't know about. Because at the moment it just seems messy and weird, and I feel bad for everybody involved, not just him, obviously, because it's not about him, to be honest. It's about her and her family.
In my head, this happened last year. This happened in 21.
Yeah, it was a while ago now. Yeah, and they're going to finish the movie, aren't they? Didn't they say they were going to finish the movie? That's what I heard. Because I guess they thought it was over, and then now it's come back. Yeah. Geez, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to go back. That'd be fucking awful. Unless he was like, in her memory or whatever. I guess maybe that might.
That'll definitely be the case.
That would make it okay.
But look, I think that the person who I think is real is the armorist. It's Hannah. Cortez Reed, I think.
Yeah, seems like it would be the case. I'm not an expert, so I don't know. But yes, she's supposed to be in charge of making sure there aren't fucking real bullets in guns.
Live rounds, hand a gun over, this is a safe gun.
Yes. And
I still remember
failed to do that, clearly.
Yes. She's pleaded not guilty, but I'm kind of like,
how can you plead not guilty?
Not guilty. I handed a gun with live ammo in it.
Yeah. How can you plead not guilty?
It wasn't like...
You were supposed to make sure there wasn't a bullet in the gun, and there was. How can you plead...
From what we've heard, like, there's been times where, like, I think with Brandon Lee, I don't think that was a real bullet. That was a blank that got stuck and then another.
That was an honest mistake, but that's not the point.
Whereas
but
this
still,
is live round, which is very, very different.
Still honest mistake, I guess, but, like, there shouldn't have been live rounds. Yeah, the Brandon Lee thing, they put my understanding of it is that when you put the fake rounds in, the dummy, what do you call them? Blanks, from the front of the revolver, they don't look real. So what they do is they put like fake empty cartridges in for scenes where you're just filming the front of the gun, and they shot that, and either some piece of it got left in there or broke off, and either way there was a piece of fake prop bullet left in there, and then a blank got put in, forming a real bullet. It's like the two pieces formed basically a projectile that shot him in the fucking heart.
But this, just what a good aim.
Yeah. I mean, devastating. I think that guy.
Yes.
I think that guy committed suicide. Actually, the guy who did that. I don't know if it's because of that explicitly, but he definitely had mental issues afterwards.
Yeah. But this one was a little bit different because this is like it was just a
someone left a bullet in there.
Round.
Someone had put a real bullet in there, and it got left in there. Yeah.
The thing I also love is at the time. Do you remember there were people coming out? Well, if they should have known, like when he picked up the gun, he should have known. It felt the weight difference in weight.
Well, that's just silly. I think.
Yeah.
That is silly. I do think maybe you can make an argument that if you're going to be handling the gun, you should be more well trained than he perhaps is. I have no idea how much gun training Alec Baldwin has had, or most actors get. Like I look at someone like I only know this because I've seen the behind the scenes stuff. Like I know Keanu Reeves does tons of gun training, right? And he probably does have the ability to go, oh, that shouldn't be in there. I have no idea what's normal for actors. And I guess maybe they should be able to do that. I don't know.
Well,
also, it's not supposed to be their job. There's a fucking person on set who's paid to do that, so they don't have to.
Well, hey, maybe we're at a time where we don't need to use.
Well, that's what everyone was saying.
Like,
that's what The Rock was saying. He doesn't use real guns, apparently. And he's like, no one's ever said anything. You didn't even know until I just told you. He's apparently never used a real gun.
Yeah, like it's not like it was like 50 years ago where if you didn't use a run, it looked completely fake. This is you. We've got special effects. We can use special effects to put a sign on a door. We can make special effects to.
We can make it look like there's fucking wizards.
Who fly.
Yeah. Yeah, on broomsticks, no less. Broomsticks can't fly, no matter how many bullets you leave in them.
Actually, don't go back and watch the first Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It looks terrible.
Right. Well, still.
Special effects there. They got better.
That's why they didn't use guns, Luke. Because they just knew they couldn't pull it off. So J.K. Rowling was like, nah, it's not going to work. Wands. We'll use wands. No one knows what they look like.
They can turn walkie-talkies into guns.
That's true. And vice versa.
Did they change that back?
Spielberg? Well, he changed the guns into walkie-talkies in E.T. And then he said
that's right. It's the other way around.
Yeah, and then he said he regretted it. But I don't know if he ever changed it back, because I think it might have been too late at that point, because it's already done.
Yeah, I forgot it was, gun to walkie-talkie.
Yeah, because they thought it was a bit off to be pointing guns at kids, but that's a fucking 80s movie. That's what we did in the 80s. We fucking pointed guns at kids.
The kids.
Guns and fucking murderous clowns and all sorts of horrible shit happened to kids in the 80s because there were no rules.
Yeah, but a lot of the movies that we watched in the 80s were not really for us, but we grew up with them.
Not the point.
RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop. Thank you.
Rated R.
Fucking traumatized me.
Not for us.
No. Remember, Aliens traumatized me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Alien did the first one when I saw that. Alien.
Yeah.
Pet Sematary, that got me when I was young.
Pet Sematary, where he fucking slices the guy's Achilles.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All this stuff we should not have been watching.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Return of the Living Dead.
That's just awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Not Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, but it's gory and horrible and in a fun way, but it's not for kids.
In a fun way. I think that, it's not for kids. But that's what we grew up watching.
Yep. And now it's Halloween.
I love our local video store. I got hire anything.
I have a bone to pick with Disney, right? It's Halloween almost, right? So we're doing Halloween stuff. We did pumpkin carving and stuff like that. Lyra's been getting into some Halloween stuff. She's old enough to kind of want to participate. And then on Disney Plus, they've got the Halloween collection, which has got Hocus Pocus and a few other things, and it includes The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a Christmas movie. What's that doing in there? Like, come on, mate.
It is a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie, but
full stop.
Because they're filling in.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, but it's probably also going to be included in their Christmas collection as well.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure, and it
crosses
as
over.
It should be. Yeah.
There's a crossover.
No, I understand why, but I saw it on there and I was like, that's not a Halloween movie. It's a Christmas movie, you suckers. Halloween's already finished when that movie takes place. That's the point. But Lyra loves the songs that I guess presumably we must have put them on at some point. I'm not sure when she first heard it, but she calls, that This Is Halloween, the first song for Christmas. She calls that the Pumpkin Man song. Yep. And she was asking for the Pumpkin Man song to be put on. And particularly when we're driving around Scotland, we put that on and the album would continue. And she's now picked some songs she likes, some she doesn't. She likes the Pumpkin Man song. She likes she likes What's This? Or What's This, she calls it. She likes the Santa Claus one, which is Kidnap Santa Claus, which is not really suitable for kids, but and she says she likes the Oogie Boogie one, but then she never does when you put it on. But she asks for it, you put it on, and she goes, "No, I don't like this one." But anyway, so she likes the song.
I think she just likes saying Oogie Boogie.
Yeah, maybe. And well, she knows Oogie Boogie too. So she has asked to see the Pumpkin Man. So we put the movie on, and she almost immediately, every time she kind of goes quiet and she goes, "I don't like it." And we go, oh, "Okay, all right." We turn it off. It's too creepy. But she keeps asking, and then over time, she's like progressively she sits there and she holds your arm, and then she kind of watches it. And she's gone from only watching the songs that she knows she likes, and then watching them being a bit frightened to she's just comfortably watching them, and then extending past it a bit. And then after 5 minutes, she goes, "I don't like this." Then you go, "Okay, we'll turn it off." So I don't know.
She's soldiering on. She keeps coming back.
But my point is that, much like us in the 80s, I don't know if I'm accidentally traumatizing her by forcing her to watch this creepy stop motion animated, not really kids movie.
Change there. You need to stop saying that you're forcing her to watch it.
Yeah, good point. She does ask. And then she immediately goes back to watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which she just calls Clubhouse. Mm-hmm. And I sent you that snap because we know how much you love Donald Duck. She also apparently now loves Donald Duck. And you can get...
Donald Duck's the best character.
You can get Mickey Mouse tubs of yogurt for kids. So I got some of those. She calls it Clubhouse yogurt. And which I think is very funny. And she will only eat the Donald Duck ones.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a fight when I come over now.
Yeah. Well, because you're going to want Clubhouse yogurt.
Yep. And I only want the Donald Duck ones.
That's all right.
Look, you're doing better because she's asking to watch it than what a class did in Florida, I think, this week. I didn't paste this in because I didn't think it was going to come up, but there was a post article in now. A maths teacher showed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, to his 4th grade class.
Oh.
Now, do you know what Blood and Honey is?
I do. Did he mean to do that?
So I've just seen a few things about it. So evidently the class asked for it. And I think what the class asked for is, can we watch Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, God.
And then he put this on, and they even asked him, "Hey, can you turn this off?" And he went, "No." And they watched the first half an hour, which evidently even in the first half an hour is pretty gory.
He didn't stop the movie, even though there were kids saying, "Hey, stop the movie. We don't want to watch this," the mum said, telling the outlet that some kids were seriously affected. Yeah, it's a fucking gory horror movie.
One of the scenes at the beginning of the movie, a woman gets her breasts exposed, Winnie the Pooh just sort of stares at them before tossing her into a wood chipper.
Oh, God.
So I think you're doing a lot better than this guy.
Our administration promptly addressed this issue directly with the teacher and has taken appropriate action to ensure the safety and well-being of students. They tossed him into a wood chipper.
One of the things he said, the children picked it. It's not my fault. They picked it. So, how is this even an option for them to pick if you're saying they picked this movie?
That is bizarre.
I have not seen this movie. I want to.
The Academy of Innovative Education, a K-12 charter school. So it's some fancy, I'm guessing this means it's some artsy-fartsy school.
One of those ones where the students pick what they want to learn type of stuff.
Yeah,
and
then I like this. The school said, the teacher said, they picked the movie, and the school did say to, a parent said to CBS News, it's not for them to decide what they want to watch. It's up to the professor to look at the content and decide if it's appropriate. That's wild.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So I don't even think this is even something I don't think even we would have watched as kids.
Now I got to worry. Is this one of those not true things that happens? Not true things that happens. That's a weird sentence. What I mean is, one of those things that happens when you look on Facebook and then you look into it and it didn't really happen.
No, I've seen news reports with them interviewing parents outside the school and.
Yeah, right.
I've seen a few YouTube channels following the story. Yeah, this isn't one of those Facebook clicks. It's
Jesus. All right. Well, all right. Yeah. I guess I'll.
Have you seen it?
No, but I know what it is. No, I think
Yeah.
I think I was about to say, I think I've set sail and spotted it on the horizon, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
But I've not watched it.
Yeah, I've done the same and still haven't sat down to watch it. Because, this was because wasn't the copyright ended for it?
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh. And these were guys were just, we're going to be the first ones to do this. And they just
make a fucking
rushed out this piece of crap.
Yes. Well, speaking of Halloween, we've got some follow-up related to the strike, the actors' strike in particular in this case. So negotiations were apparently happening. I think we might have talked about this last week. And then the studios walked away. So now the actors are still on strike, which is not good news.
No.
For those of us who would like to see them act in things. And now SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild and whatever that second acronym means, have said actors are not allowed to dress up as movie characters for Halloween because that would be a breach of the strike. Which is interesting.
Gone a bit far, you'd think, but
yeah. Oh, movie and TV centric costumes. Yeah, not allowed. Yeah.
But could someone go as, say, look, I'm going as I'm trying to think of something. I'm going as Cinderella, but I'm going from the book, not the movie.
I don't know. And the problem is I don't know that you'd want to do that and have to face the face. Like what happened to Drew Barrymore with her fucking TV show. She got, she got berated. So I don't know. It's a little weird. And not funny thing about it. I mean, this is all very sad and silly, but I understand the reason for it. They're trying to make a point. But you're allowed to dress up as long as it's a approved thing. Like, for example, some indie films have been given exemptions from the strike. Like, I think Ferrari, for some reason, the Ferrari movie that just came out was given an exemption. I don't know why. I didn't look into it. I just know that that's a thing. Mm-hmm. So you could dress up as
a Ferrari.
John Ferrari. You could dress up as. But yeah, so anyway, you can still do...
Priscilla and Eileen, I don't even know what these movies are. Maybe that's why, because these movies are so terrible, we need anything to give them spotlight.
The memo that was sent out says, choose costumes inspired by generalized characters and figures, ghost, zombie, spider, etc. So, one of those three.
So, don't bother about going to celebrity Halloween parties this year. They're going to be pretty boring.
Oh yeah, because it says Marvel superheroes, despite having comic book roots, are owned by Disney, so those characters would be against strike rules. So your Cinderella example would probably not be allowed.
Yep. Why did I go with a comic book? That would have been easier than thinking about.
You choose what you love, don't you? Could you go as Donald Duck? No.
I would.
You could argue, I'm not Donald Duck.
Fight me.
I just didn't wear any pants today.
No, I'll just say I'm not. You just go. I'm not I'm not Iron Man. I'm Metal Man. Like when you're in like New York.
Sure. I'm the Iron Man from the Black Sabbath song.
Yeah.
Do we have any other? Okay. Oh, we got strike-related news, or like potentially loosely strike-related news. So you know how Netflix, they're doing their password crackdown, so you can't share your account anymore and all that kind of stuff. Well, apparently they have gained 8 or 9 million, nearly 9 million new customers as a result of doing
I've seen this.
Which is like, fuck, all right, I guess that worked. And now they're putting the prices up. So, okay, that's interesting. And part of the reasoning for that...
That's a bit of a middle finger, isn't it?
So I don't know whether this is speculation or if this is... they've actually said that this is part of the reason. So they have had to negotiate new contracts with the writers as part of the strike recently. And they're preemptively going to have to pay the actors more when they do eventually resolve that. So
they're preparing for that. Well, also, if they also may even help with the actors' negotiation when they go, hey,
that's true.
Extra money it's may be on the table.
Yeah, we've just added X fucking $1 billion to the pool. Yeah, so I just thought that, at first I thought that was cheeky, and then, I mean, I guess I kind of understand. I mean, like the price of stuff does go up.
If people are getting paid more, the money needs to come from somewhere. That's just how things work.
So it's going up. I don't know what it is in Australia. The basic plan here was like $10. It's going to be 12, and then the medium one was. Oh, the medium one's staying the same at $15.49 a month. That's
okay.
Weird. And then the premium one, which gives you 4K and 4 screens that you can watch stuff on, goes from $20 to $23. Yeah.
So I think with the big bump they got with people, I think a lot of them went with the lower one, which is the one that screens with ads. I remember seeing an article about that.
I can't watch ads anymore.
And I just, why? I'm paying not to watch ads.
Yeah. I have gotten so used to not seeing them that I have a physical negative reaction when an ad comes on, and I get angry. So I'm like, and I fix it with my credit card.
Yes. For me, I don't think I'm paying for the content. I think I'm paying not to watch ads. That's what I really feel I'm paying for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know this sounds stupid. If I have to watch ads, I will not watch that. Mm-hmm. Or if I can pay slightly more not to see the ads, I'll do it. But for example, if you give me two options, one is a ad supported tier and one is a prohibitively expensive no ad tier, I will walk away. I'm not interested because the ads are not an option.
No. I pay for YouTube Premium so I don't have to watch ads.
So do I. Yeah.
Because having that skip and be watching something in the middle it stops, no, I don't want that.
And I've tried, I was like, maybe I don't need to worry about this. No, I can't do it. I cancelled it, and then the first day of it not being there, and I tried to watch a tutorial on how to do something, and it came with an ad, and I was like, no, fuck this, I can't do it.
I don't know how people can watch YouTube with ads.
I guess if you're, it's probably like that, what lifestyle creep or whatever you call it. Like, I'm so used to not seeing them now because TV had ads all the time when we were kids. And it didn't. It never bothered me. I think you could fast forward them through them if you taped it, but it didn't worry me. But I've just been lucky enough to not have them for so long that now that I guess the problem is that we've been paying for these services without ads, and now they're like, oh, we're not making enough money, so we're going to have to give the people who are paying ads as well. And then now it just feels like, no, fuck you. I think that's the problem.
There's only one time a year I actually really watch ads, and that's during the NRL Grand Final.
Oh, yeah.
Because for Rugby League in Australia, I can pay for an app that has no ads, and I can just watch the game.
Yeah.
There's ads at halftime, but during the game, it's start to finish, fine. Right. But they don't have the rights to the grand final. So watch
interesting.
Every single game on it, except for the grand final, where I have to go watch free-to-air, and there are ads, and it is so frustrating.
That's interesting. Do they pause?
Because sometimes the ads will make you miss part of the game.
I was about to ask that. Do they pause the game for the ads?
So what it is, they'll like try and fit ads when there's a break in play. Like if someone scores a goal, while they're kicking for the conversion, they'll quickly break the ad. But sometimes if that's quick...
Wait, while they're kicking?
Yes.
Don't you want to see that?
Well, why they're setting up to kick, but sometimes they don't come back quickly enough to see the kick. I was going to say, better be a quick ad. Sometimes, so no, you do miss out on part of the game, and it's quite annoying. And that's why just take my money.
I pay for AFL, no ads, no thanks, and I pay for actually, and specifically, I pay for I support the Swans because I found out you can do that. You can just pay for the AFL to watch it, or if you become like a Swans team supporter, you get the streaming thing for free, and also you get merch and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, fuck, I should have been doing that. And the Formula One I pay for. No ads. No thank you. Although arguably, there's a lot of controversy lately about how whoever's directing the F1 TV seems to fucking fail to leave the camera on the interesting things that are happening. And then like someone will go to overtake somebody, and then they'll just cut to like something else, some car. It's been like multiple examples of this where people are like, the fuck are you doing? So
the one time something interesting is really happening in this race and you cut away.
Yeah. And then they said, you'll get a replay of it. And it's like, no, I don't want to see a replay. I want to see him overtake him fucking live like I paid you for. Like,
I want to see him overtake live, or I want to see an accident. Like, I want to see all this live.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
people are really mad about it. Actually,
I can see why, especially since you're paying for it. And
you think they'd be good at it? Like,
Right, where are we moving to? What do we got?
Well, actually, speaking of Netflix, I've been watching something on Netflix. I won't say too much about it because I haven't actually finished it yet. I think I'm almost at the end. I've been watching The Fall of the House of Usher, which is Mike Flanagan's new show. The guy did Midnight Mass and Haunting of Bly Manor and Haunting of Hill House and all that stuff.
I will say I didn't realise that was by him. I thought it was about Usher.
The singer. It's not about him.
I've just been seeing skip past. So it's not about him.
No. It's definitely not about him, no.
Oh.
No, it's a horror series and it's very good with some weak moments. I'm not sure it's not my favorite of his shows, but it's very good. It's very cool. I'm really enjoying it. So recommend it.
He's going somewhere else after this one. I think another streaming service is paid to take Mike away.
That's right, because remember they cancelled that Midnight Society or whatever it was. There's not Midnight Mass. There's another one. I know what you mean. Yeah, I think you're right. I think maybe Amazon.
Yeah. Well, if they don't want it, we'll offer you to come and make stuff for us.
Yeah. I don't think it's that they didn't want him. I think maybe he got more money because his stuff is so fucking successful and it's good. Like I said, it's fucking excellent. I'm not going to lie. I think the only problem that Fall of the House of Usher has is that I've seen the other ones that he's done, and I kind of maybe liked one of them more than this. Like other than that, it's fucking excellent. Like,
but you're still getting more great content from him, which is the main thing. Like,
yes, it's really good, and it's got some like the cast in it is fucking insane. Like it's Mark Hamill's in it, by the way. That's all you need to know. He plays this fucking ruthless lawyer, and he is incredible in it. Like you've never seen Mark Hamill be in a role like this, where he just talks like this, and he's just he's just a fucking asshole who talks like this. He's got glasses and a beard, and he's like,
wow, I'm going to have to see Mark Hamill be ruthless because he's so gentle.
No, he's excellent in this.
Okay, I'm in. You sold me. That's all I needed.
Good. Yeah, check it out. Real good. And what do we got from there? Well, I know you've been playing some shit video games because you shared that with me.
Lots of shit video games.
Lots of them.
Okay, so there was a game that came out last week called Cook Off Chapter 1, which is just preparing food and selling
Preparing for Chapter 2?
I don't know what Chapter 2 is, but
you'll find out at the end,
I thought it was going to be a very quick game. I thought it was going to be like a couple of hours, finish it. So like some of these other cooking games I've been playing this game for like 3 days.
And you make food.
You just prepare food, you sell it, you just try. It's about time management. So you got to cook the food, make sure it doesn't burn, then serve the customer.
Okay.
And there was another game like this that came out. This took Burger Time or something. And I played that one so I could finish that one because that was a bit faster. And then last night I just started playing. The same thing. It's just cooking food. So you put the burgers on the grill.
Isn't Burger Time that old classic arcade game? Like I can see how you could gamify it, but like I mean, the way you're describing it doesn't sound very fun. Like is it fun?
I actually don't mind them. they're sort of Burger Chef Tycoon is what it was called. Sorry,
Burger Chef Tycoon.
But it's just they're just I don't know. They're relaxing games. You don't have to think.
Sure.
You can watch something while playing it. And then last night I just started playing Pool Blitz.
What's Pool Blitz? Oh, Burger Chef Tycoon. Oh my God, this looks irritating.
It is frustrating. Burger Chef Tycoon, very frustrating. I actually have uninstalled it and I'm not getting 2 achievements in the game.
Whoa. That is a...
One was to get all the other achievements in the game.
That's a harsh review. You're leaving achievements on the table.
Achievement I couldn't get was get 3 stars in every level, which I just couldn't do. So I just uninstalled it and then started playing Pool Blitz, which is a free game that just came out on Xbox. I think it's an online thing that's been around for a while.
Pool Blitz.
I'm somehow good at it, or just people who I'm playing against suck, or I'm playing bots. I don't know.
This looks all right. It's just pool.
Yeah, it's actually sort of fun because you know when you played pool games in the past, they've been quite slow.
Sure.
It's always like when it's passing over, you got to wait for loading, and this is very fast. You can finish a game in like 5 minutes, so it's very good for just one more game.
Yeah, this looks alright.
And I'm currently first in the beginners tournament.
Ooh.
Or the beginners league or something.
I used to play. There was a pool game on the Xbox 360 I used to play. I forget what it was called. Maybe it was Pool Blitz.
I probably played. Oh, one of the first ones. Yeah. I think it was one of the first Xbox 360 games to come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And it had like
it was the first
very good physics, and we're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah. Yep. It was on Xbox Live Gold Live.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a freebie, right? Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I think it was to start. Here's the marketplace to start buying games.
Ooh, I'm going to sneeze. I apologize. I'm getting over the end of a cold. I apologize, listeners.
I found out I get hay fever now.
Oh no!
I've never had hay fever. I've always sort of made fun of people who get hay fevers.
It'd be spring there now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I got hay fever just before PAX. Went to Melbourne. I was fine. Came back and I went, yep, it's hay fever.
Huh. Well, that sucks.
I don't like it.
You take, I don't know. What do you call
Antihistamine.
That's the one. That's the word. Yeah, can you take those?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. I just get an itchy throat. It's nothing major. Like I'm not getting the runny nose, runny eyes. I just get an itchy throat. I don't like it. I actually panicked because when I had it, I thought I was getting COVID just before PAX.
Oh God. Yeah, I worry about that every time now. Like I've had genuinely, it's just a cold. And I looked it up because I did a test and it was negative, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because I'm so paranoid.
Yeah.
But I looked online. Apparently, if you are sneezing, that means it's probably not COVID, because apparently that's not a symptom of it. So I was like, oh, good. Yeah, I'm fucking sneezing everywhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, my problem was just my throat was itchy and I was getting a cough with a bit of phlegm, and I'm going, this is not good. Tested and I was fine. And then I came back and then I found out other people who had been off with COVID. So I'm sort of like,
oh. But like,
no, COVID.
Even when it's, I know it's
when
not
I got it, I got it bad.
Even, COVID, yeah, COVID fucked me up. But even when, like, I know it's just a cold, but I feel like when I go out now, if I'm sniffling and like coughing, I have to be like, it's not COVID. It's just a normal cold. It's a traditional cold, not a dangerous one.
And if you wear a mask, people are going to look at you and go, why are you wearing a mask? You don't need to do that.
Well, especially here. Like, why are you infringing on your own rights? Okay.
I've sort of got the best response for that. Oh, sorry, I had COVID. I've got COVID at the moment. I didn't really think I'd want to get you sick, but if you're fine with it.
But if you want to make out, let's make out.
Yeah. I've never understood why people get upset. Like once the mandate stopped, if people still wear it. There were some people.
I'm joking. I've seen. Choice. I mean, I see people occasionally wearing them, and especially on planes, I've seen it. Like, I've never seen anybody hassle anybody, which is good because like who fucking gives a shit what different. Isn't that the whole point of this country? Is that people can do what they want? Like, isn't that what you people want? Is just to have the freedom to do whatever you want. If someone wants to wear a mask, let them wear a fucking mask.
Mask, yeah. And now they're doing it of their own free will. What's the problem?
Absolutely. I've only ever seen YouTube videos of. I'm skeptical of all this stuff now. Did I talk about this on the show? I got worried before we went to Scotland because I saw a YouTube video. YouTube recommended it to me, I guess, because I was looking up stuff about flying with a 2-year-old because I was trying to figure out what's the best thing. What can we do to make Lyra comfortable and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
It was a video
you were worried about also just having annoying other people and having those people look down upon you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't want any of that. I just want everybody to have a pleasant experience. So, well, as pleasant as you can on a 6-hour flight. But I found this video, or YouTube, presented me with this video, and the algorithm gifted me a video of family being told that they had to give up their 2-year-old seat, or they would be removed from the plane. And it was this guy having an argument with the flight attendants and all this kind of stuff. And the flight attendants saying, that's a felony. You will be arrested and blah, this whole big thing. And I was just like, oh my God, what? Like, that's so awful.
That sounds.
And I'm going to get worried. And I'm like, why can't the kid have a seat? Because we booked her a seat and all this kind of stuff. And then.
They didn't book her a seat.
So I looked into it. And now I'm skeptical of all of these things. What happened is the family was 2 parents and they have 3 kids, 1 teenager and 2 younger kids, like a 4 or 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. They booked
2-year-old went to sit on someone's lap.
They booked 4 seats. The 2-year-old was supposed to sit on somebody's lap. The teenager had to fly home early for some reason, took a flight a couple of days before, and they just thought, well, we'll just put the 2-year-old in that person's seat. But that's not how it works.
Because did you buy that teenager a new seat and you still had that booking?
Because tickets are not transferable, and the person whose name is on the ticket, that because he didn't check in, they assigned the seat to a standby person, and that's what that whole element of the argument was missing from the YouTube video. So yes, the family was in the wrong, and I was like, thank God.
Because a lot of this stuff you do see, you need to get it a lot.
But they got compensated. They got big payout from fucking Delta and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, because I read this article about it, I was like, you sons of bitches. Like, that's not on. You guys fucked up. It's not like a bus where you're like, I've got 3 tickets. Who wants one?
And then also, like, I don't know what they were arguing about. Like, you were still.
They just said the 2-year-old has got to sit in your lap like you fucking said they were going to.
Yeah.
And he was like, I will not. And then they were like, well, you're now committing a felony by refusing to vacate someone else's seat. And anyway.
See, it annoys me that they got a payout from it.
It annoyed me too. And again, it makes me skeptical now whenever I see anything like that. Whenever I see, some YouTube video of somebody who's been wronged by a company or whatever, I'm always like, what actually happened?
It happened.
Like I know the customer's always right, but the customer's not always right. Sometimes the customer's just a fuckwit.
Well, I don't know. Do you remember the pink sauce lady?
I do not.
Okay, so there was this woman who was, I think, a YouTube or TikTok influencer, and she was making this pink sauce.
What?
And it was just sauce that was pink, and then she decided to start selling it.
Okay.
And it had like eggs and honey and all this stuff. No. She was just shipping it out.
Right.
And someone questioned, like, do you have FDA approval? And she goes, why would I have that? It's not medicine. And this whole thing, she went on talk shows because people called her out, but then she got a deal with a company to sell it for her and was being sold in Walmart and stuff.
Okay. But they were presumably getting approvals for it, or no?
They were,
right.
Yeah, they were now making it and producing it, and she was just going, hey, you've sold it to us, you just still do marketing and we'll make it and distribute it. They gave her all this money, but then before we get into the money they gave, she started going online going, they've ripped me off, they're not giving me anything I'm due, all of this stuff. And all these people were believing her, and she goes, look, I've just been ripped off because I'm a woman and they assume I don't know what I'm doing. And then the company came out and went, no, here's everything we've given you. Like, part of the deal was you refund all the people that you had sold the source to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
And then you didn't have enough money to cater for that. So we gave you more.
Jesus.
And then here's a lump sum payment we gave you. And then here's extra money that we've given you over the time. You asked us for $10,000 for a birthday party that you might show on TikTok. And then, they basically came out with receipts and went like, this is all the money we have given you. Stop saying we haven't given you anything. And then her response was, but yeah, for 6 months I had to pay to stay in hotels and all this stuff. Like, she got well over $100,000.
Bloody hell. I find
spent it.
So when I was in Scotland, there were a lot of places that are internet famous, right? Like, it was the same when we were in France and that a few years ago. Everywhere that you go these days, there's somewhere that's like an Instagram location or whatever it is, and there's always fuckwits there who basically, people who pretend that they live in the house or whatever. Like, it's some beautiful idyllic house in, like, say the Scottish or French countryside or whatever like that, with like lavender fields or whatever, and then there's some idiot Instagram person cutting, like ruining the lavender crops and causing havoc, or like trespassing and like walking out the front gate, or even just like standing at like on the front doorstep pretending they live in the house or whatever. It's like fuck off. And I have this, like, I guess somewhat ironic annoyance in that I want to take photos of these places too, but I'm willing to do it without being a dickhead, but I can't because you're all in the fucking way. So like
if everyone just stood back at a respectful distance, we could all get this nice shot.
Yes, I can't take a photo of that without you in it because you're fucking annoying. So, and then the only way to do it is to like, which I'm not going to do, is to like get in the line of other idiots and then pretend I live there or whatever, because then they're behind. So annoying.
But this is just something. I think it's something that sort of came out after the world came out of lockdown. I think people just became more entitled.
Yeah, I've seen lots of.
It really feels like
articles coming out, and I saw there was some guy who owns a hotel in like the Philippines or something like that who posted an article on. Submitted an article, some big website, I can't remember what it was, but it basically said like, if you're an Instagram influencer or whatever, like, don't bother emailing me asking me for free rooms, right? We've had enough of that. Like, you posting a photo of you in the bath does not bring people to my hotel, and you're not getting a free room. Like, you can fucking pay like anyone else.
Yeah, that's something like I never want to do that with this podcast. Like, it's not something.
No, we don't do any of that stuff. It's all that shifty, like it's grifty in a way.
It is. Like, if we see something we like, we talk about it and we'll post about it, and that's it. We're not going to go, hey, you cut us this deal, we'll do this for you. It's a That's why we don't take stuff for free, because we don't want to.
That's why we're not bad. We don't like. It's like, I know, people talk about. I watched a video the other day about. I'll try and link to it in the show notes. Actually, it was a good video. I should support him. It was this YouTuber. I can't remember his name, and I can't remember the name of the video. I will link to it because we should give credit. But it was about why is everything a grift now? Why is everything a scam these days? And it was about how Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek. You familiar with that? No. Okay, I've read it. Everybody, I think a lot of tech people like me have read it. The gist of it was, it came out 2016 or something. It was a while ago. Might have been earlier than that even. But his thing was, convince your boss to let you work at home, start like a drop shipping business, do your work like in half the time at home, and then you've got half the day to do whatever the fuck you want. Start a drop shipping company or something like that, and then that will run itself, and then you'll just start getting this money coming in, and eventually you can quit your other job, and then you just do whatever the fuck you want, and you only work 4 hours a week, dealing with the little things that come up in the studio. It's not realistic. Like, there probably was once upon a time. Like, the only way to make money with a dropshipping business is to write a book or make a course on how to start a dropshipping company.
Like it was probably something.
They're a dime a dozen, and everybody knows now.
When at the beginning, at the start,
there was a window.
Yes, or something because But now I can log onto a site and set something up in 5 minutes.
I can go on Amazon, order something, and it can be here tomorrow. Why would I order off your shitty fucking website and have to wait 2 weeks for this people in, the little company in China that you found this piece of garbage thing to ship it to me? Like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was just about how there's this whole grift economy where it's like everyone's selling courses and everyone's selling and it's all like get rich quick stuff. But but it doesn't seem like that's what it is because it's trying to teach you to help yourself, except this stuff doesn't work. So
it doesn't.
The only people making money are the people selling you the course on how to do the thing.
Yes. Because that 4-day work week, that's not, even if it was doable at the start, you can't sell that as something to do now because if everyone's doing that, then it doesn't work. Look,
there are people online, like on subreddits and stuff like that. Because like I said, I read this book, I looked into it, and I dismissed it because I found when I looked into it, I'm like, it's not 4 hours of work a week. You have to work really fucking hard if you want to do this because maybe times have changed, but it's super competitive because everybody's read this fucking book. And everybody's trying to do this. It's basically I'm better off just doing my normal job.
Yeah. Just stick with doing the work that I actually know and I get paid for instead of
Yeah.
Let's get rich quickly. I know there was a guy I used to work with. He was quite young and he was going to retire at 35. He was going to, and he was doing this drop shipping and doing this.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, look, if you can, good on you. But I mean, they underplay how much luck is involved.
Well, the thing I found with a few of these people who try and do this, because I've met a few over time, is they don't actually like work.
Sure.
They like to do a lot of things, but working is not one of them.
Yeah,
they to have a lot of plates in the air and they're trying to look for the quick buck, but they're not actually sit down and do your job for 8 hours a day.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather play Baldur's Gate for 8 hours than do my job. But actually, that's not true. I'm lucky in that I like my job, and I think that is probably
well, as do I.
That is a very fortunate thing.
I'd love to work 4 hours a week, but that's not a thing.
Well, maybe you just need to read the book.
Unless I buy the book.
Yeah.
Yep. That's where I've gone wrong.
I'll say this, listeners. The book is very outdated. I would not recommend anybody buy that book. Now, unless you're just kind of interested in it as a kind of artifact of its time, I don't know that there's that much practical, useful information in it anymore. I think if you had bought it when it first came out, maybe it would have been useful. But
actually, I think if you bought it when it first came out, it was probably still going to be a little bit behind.
Then again, maybe it is just a mindset. But maybe we're just not the right people to do that kind of thing. If you're a successful 4-hour work in a week person and you're listening to this show, write in, let us know. Podcast.
Are we completely wrong?
Yeah, I just suck at business. Could be.
It's possible.
It's very possible.
We suck at advertising. I know that.
We do, actually. So
we're talking about just advertising ourselves.
If you're a successful 4-hour work in a week person, write in and tell us how to advertise this show because we don't know. We just make it. Yeah. Been making it for 12 years now. Don't know how to.
We still love making it.
We just do it.
Can we talk about Elon Musk?
If we must.
Because is he just trying to run X into the ground? Does it seem like it leveled out for a little bit?
I don't know that he's trying to. He just keeps doing odd things. And they've gotten in trouble because...
You or Dan put something in the chat this week about how we're going to have to pay $1 to post.
Yeah, I didn't put that in here. Yes. So that's... Well, not we, right? So, actually, I shouldn't say that so definitively. They've got this pilot plan that they're going to do, starting it in New Zealand and somewhere else, where if you're a new account, when you sign up, unless you're just going to read things, you have to pay $1 a year to post and reply and all that.
Now I've heard that. Because when I thought it was just complete, I thought, well, now I've heard that. I'm not actually opposed to that.
I think if it works, but the point of it is to stop bots. So presumably they would want to roll that out to the existing users because the existing users are the bots. So I don't know. Like, there's nothing to say that wouldn't then become a thing. But I mean, especially if it's successful, they might do it as a thing.
Look, I'm actually
you're in favor of it.
Opposed to that now. Yeah, because bots ruin a lot of things. They screw information out there.
All right. So how about this then? They've got a problem on there at the moment, right? They don't have the same trust and safety team they used to, right? They got rid of a lot of people who used to take care of trying to make sure there wasn't too much bullshit on Twitter. Whether they did a good job or not, they don't have the people to do it anymore. And that's drawn the attention of, countries and, Europe, not a country, but a continent where they're very concerned with privacy and stuff like that. And misinformation. Mm-hmm. And so Europe has said Twitter has a big misinformation issue and they're going to fine them a bunch of money if they don't do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Elon has decided it might be best just to block Europe from using Twitter. What do you think of that idea?
I think I don't know if he would, but I think he needs to be careful because that's basically blackmailing, extorting, isn't it?
I don't know about that. The thing I did think this was interesting, right? And I feel like this rang a bell with me. I remember when I was in Australia, no one used Twitter.
No.
But here...
I very rarely go on there.
Here people do, right? And I guess I just forgot, like, nobody in Australia uses Twitter. Like, no one really. Like everyday people don't use fucking Twitter. And then this says, blocking Twitter in Europe would reduce usage by about 9%, which I was like, oh, that's not a lot.
That's really, actually, that's nothing. That he can take that hit.
It's not nothing, but it's not like, okay. That's actually not so bad. It doesn't sound as crazy when you put it like that.
Europe is quite big.
But if it's like Australia, where, like I said, nobody uses Twitter in Australia. Not nobody. That's a ridiculous thing to say. But like average people on the street, if I go, what's your Twitter account? They go, I don't have a fucking Twitter account. They're all on Facebook. Like,
but 9% is a lot less than I thought it would be.
Yeah, same. I was thinking like 30, 40, like, because Europe's fucking huge. But apparently, it's
Europe
huge,
isn't.
But they're not using Twitter. So,
yeah. So that's why you can say that. But also, I think
X. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X. Don't write in.
And you don't tweet and you don't retweet.
You post.
Post and repost and reply. Years of marketing gone down the drain. But
it's fine. It's fine.
Look, but they could be saying, like, I think some of this misinformation is coming from the bots, though. Yeah. And then also, when you see a post and you got bots that are posting to upvote it or like it, that moves up algorithm.
I think what used to happen is either the trust and safety team, or whatever you want to call it, I forget if that's what it's called, they had people who would, when something like that happened, and people were posting, because this talks about a particular example where fake video footage of a Hamas attack, stuff like that. It used to be that they had people there who would make adjustments to stop that stuff from spreading. And now, because it's all every man for himself, freedom of speech, that stuff floats to the top because people don't know and they see it and they go, oh, fuck. And then they share it and they go, oh, check this out.
They report on it as true.
And then it becomes like true on Twitter, but in actual fact, it's not true. And then that's what Europe's saying, like, you need to do something about this.
But Musk's whole thing is he's like, people can do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is a good example of why that doesn't work, though. Because, fake images of soccer superstar Ronaldo holding the Palestinian flag. A 3-year-old video from the Syrian civil war repurposed to make it look like it was taken this weekend. Stuff like that. It's just tons of stuff like that. And like I said, this stuff used to happen, but it would get called out. And then Twitter now has these notes things where someone can put a note on and say, "Oh, that's actually not real." But I don't know.
Who reads them?
Is that enough? Clearly, Europe thinks it's not. Europe, the person. The band, Europe. Yeah, they've given Elon a final countdown. And
I have seen those notes being used on Twitter are quite funny, though.
The notes from the final countdown?
Not the final countdown, but the notes on Twitter, those community notes. Do you know Sniper Wolf?
Yes. Oh, yeah, we can
talk
about that.
Have you been seeing the controversy with her lately?
We can talk about that. What a fucking psycho she is.
So, Sniper Wolf, she is a content creator now who just reacts.
Yes.
There's
been a lot of drama about this reaction stuff lately. Actually, there's that other guy who's I forget his name.
Jax Films.
No, Jax Films is that's Jax Films and Sniper Wolf are together having a thing. But there's another guy who was having an argument with Ethan from H3H3 about his reaction stuff. We'll talk about it afterwards. You talk about Sniper Wolf and then I'll segue into
so she's been and Jax Films has been sort of making fun of her and basically going, there's fair use, but she's saying she's not actually contributing or doing that side of it. She's just a lot of, and I've watched his sort of stuff when he does like a bingo show about her content, and yes, it's true. Like sometimes she'll play something, read the clip, and that's it. Like that's not really reacting. Or there have been times where she'll cut the video off short and say the joke that person made, and claim it as her own. So it's not really transformative at all.
Yeah, the guy I was talking of the same things. XQC does the same thing, and there was a big thing because he did there's a really good video about the JFK assassination that was made by this like YouTube channel. It was really well researched, and he did a reaction video where he sat there, watched 2 minutes of it, got up and left the room to make himself some food, left the video playing, came back at the end, and then went, "Wow, that's interesting." And that was his reaction video. And then,
that's not a reaction video.
No. And he got called out, and he was like, "What's the problem?" Like, and it genuinely seems like he's too stupid to understand what the problem is.
Yeah, because that's not like fair use is. I guess you can use, but you meant to transform it. It's not meant to be the reaction is not, the video is not really meant to be you reacting. It's about you doing something, like
adding something or discussing.
Adding something
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like if you pause say, "Oh, that's interesting because this blah, 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 blah." And you don't even have to be doing a whole lot, but you have to be doing something.
No, something.
Yeah.
Not just playing it and laughing at it, or playing it and then reading their comments on it. That's not what it's for. But then she decided to go to dox him, essentially.
Yes.
Go to his house, post it, go, "Should we go have a talk like adults?" and then left. It's all like, an adult, if you were really going to do that, would knock on the door and
or
reach out.
Her Instagram stories, I guess she was doing a shoot somewhere near this guy's house, and she said, "Should I go to his house?" And she has like 6 million followers on Instagram. And I guess they were like, "Yeah, do it." And so she was posting photos of his house on Instagram.
Which is, like, it's scary. Like, yes, she's not going to do anything, but
she's been demonetized.
Have fans out there
because of it now.
We don't know for how long.
No, I know. She should be fucking permabanned. It's like, it's not.
She should get an actual strike. Like, it's not
okay.
It's very, like, but the problem is it shows, like, if someone was to do that to her.
Oh, it would be different too, because
off the site.
Because he's a guy, it gets taken slightly differently, even though, right, his wife, who is not a YouTuber, was also at the house, and I think they may or may not have kids. Don't quote me on that. I don't know, but his wife was very disturbed about it, like super
she's
disturbed.
Got nothing to do with YouTube. She works a 9 to 5 job.
Yes, and she's now 6 million. Like, and for context, Sniper Wolf is an attractive girl with a fucking following of people, and there are people amongst that following who might do weird shit for her. Like, it's not outside the realm of possibility that even just doing what she did would cause something bad to happen. Like, look at what happens with Gavin and I can't remember her name. Megan. Yeah. Megan.
Yeah, Megan. Yeah, what happened with her? Like, even though they weren't docs, like, they just had a fan whose entire purpose was to come and kill Gavin, so they could be together, essentially.
Yeah. So again, it's hypothetical, and hopefully something like this doesn't happen. But what if some Sniper Wolf fan is like, oh, she's upset at this guy, I'll take care of it for her, and then we'll be together. Or not even that.
Which is unfortunate. It's a scary thing that there are people out there who will have this.
It happens at
people
disturbing
will
amount.
watch people on the internet and they think that they're having that personal connection when they're just watching them.
Yep. What do they call it? Parasocial relationship or whatever. Is that what they call it? Yeah.
It sounds right. But yeah, that's a dangerous thing that she did. And YouTube sort of did nothing about it.
Not for a long time.
YouTube actually posted on YouTube and went, like, would making a reaction video to a reaction video be meta? They just posted this on their Twitter, and there were comments like
that's what's been happening.
Just did and just this and all this stuff. So they were using the community notes to basically call out to go, hey, Twitter.
Because what was that?
What's you're allowing to
Jack's
happen?
Films guy. Jack's Films, is that the name? He literally has a channel now, a separate channel where he just reacts to Sniper Wolf's reaction videos. It's just him sitting there watching them, and it's like,
well, no, it's actually, but he's actually reacting. He's actually transforming it though. So he turned it into a whole community night.
So
they play bingo. They have a bingo card, and they'll go through like her reading the comments, not giving credit to the users, adding nothing, like all of this, and you can get bingo pretty quickly in it. But because I've been watching it and sort of flow on for the last few weeks, but yeah. YouTube finally came out and went, we're going to demonetize her, and then hopefully people can start talking together. They sort of blamed him a little bit in there.
See, that's stupid because, I don't know, these guys make a ton of money off this shit too. Like for example, this guy that I was talking about, I've already forgotten his name. He
XQC? Yeah,
XQC. He used to be a Overwatch player or something.
I used to see him pop up a lot more.
He's already wealthy, right? But he has a massive following, and he makes more money when he takes somebody else's content and just makes a video of himself watching it. He'll make more money than that person did off the original video, and he doesn't credit them. And it's like,
doesn't go, here's a link to them, or
won't even say what's the name of the channel. Potentially, sometimes he might incidentally, but again. I genuinely got the impression from I've seen several people confront him about it, and he just doesn't seem to get it. So I don't even know that he's doing it to be a dick. I think he's just doesn't understand. It's so weird.
But then YouTube on the other side, YouTube are making money out of this.
Oh, that's good point. Yeah.
They're actually positive. That's why I think they demonetized Sniper Wolf.
Yeah.
They didn't really say for how long, but they're still making money off it.
I was going to say, so demonetizing, actually, that's good for them because it means they just take all the money and she gets none of it.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So, and we don't know how long because they don't want to, and this is the thing they're saying, you're being very nice to her because she is making you a lot of money. So if you...
Yeah, it's tough. She's a cash cow.
Penalize her more, she might not. Yep. So... It's all terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our reaction to Sniper Wolf. I feel like we added something.
I feel like we added something because we also didn't show anything.
That's true. No, but you're going to show some stuff in the after party, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll be showing lots of stuff in the after party.
And I'll be reacting to it. So...
Yes.
If you want... Excuse me 1 second.
Will you credit me, though?
Of course.
Excellent. Then I'm okay with this.
Well, while I'm reacting, people will see the tattoo of your name that I have on me. It's hidden now, but when once I start reacting to your content, people will see it.
People will see it. It gets a bit clearer to read.
That's yeah. So go to patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm, and for as little as $1 a month, you can help support this show and what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
For $5 a month, you get this show a little bit early. I figured out how to make the fucking video available early though. It's so annoying. This is not the listener's problem. We'll talk about it later, but it's just...
Yeah.
It's fucking annoying. I've seen how people do it, and I don't like how other people do it, so I've just kind of abandoned that for the moment. Anyway, you get the audio version of the podcast a day early, and then we'll try and figure out something with the video. I've just had an idea. Anyway.
I've had an idea as well.
Just post it on Patreon. Yeah. I've just realized that's the solution. Yep. All right. Anyway, because they use their own video thing now. For $10 a month, you get the after party, which is where we're going to keep talking for fucking who knows how long. Sometimes we talk for like another half an hour.
Who knows? Because we're already got a lot longer than we normally do. So
who knows? 20, 30 minutes of extra stuff. You know you want it. Mm-hmm. Give us $10 and you can have it. And you can have all the old after parties too. There's probably I don't even know how many hours of content. Fucking shitloads of content.
Yes.
That you can go back.
Because after parties have been going for years now as well.
Yep. I would say maybe 100 hours.
Yep.
Could be more than that.
Could be more. So if you want to go and listen to us babble for another 100 hours.
If for some reason that's what you want, patreon.com/multiple-nerdgasm. Anyway, thanks. Love you. See you next week. Bye.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.